Hey, this is Carrie with Canary Quilts, and this is lesson 2 in our series of how to draw foundation paper pieces in Google Drawings. If you're here, you've either been able to print from lesson 1 a 1-inch square, or you're just curious on how these are drawn, which is great because it will give you an idea. If you're new to foundation paper piecing, it'll give you an idea of how they're built and how we can number them and how they're put together. So hit the subscribe button, notification bell if you want to keep watching this series and all the other fun stuff we got going on here. So today we are creating accurate layouts and rulers with guides. That's lesson 2. And today we will be learning how to display rulers, add horizontal guides and vertical guides, position guides accurately, edit guide colors, understand finished and unfinished block sizes, and create a 6-inch finished block area and create a 6.5-inch unfinished block area, and save a reusable template. I landed on 6-inch square, finished square, because this is going to correspond with my farmer's wife quilt along, and that's what size the blocks are. So if anybody in the quilt along isn't using EQ8, they could possibly use this free program to make foundation paper pieces. So that's what we're doing today. It shouldn't take very long. I do have PDFs of all of this information. If you want to download those are in the links down below. But let's make a 6.5 finished, unfinished quilt block today. This is lesson number 2 for Google Drawings for foundation paper piecing, called Creating Accurate Layouts and Rulers with Guides, and Rulers and Guides. And you are here because you've done lesson 1 and you verified that you can print an actual 1-inch square. So if you can't print an actual 1-inch square, this isn't going to work for you. You need to go back and figure out how to do it, or it's just not going to work. To get started, we want to open drawings.new. And we come up with a blank worksheet, and we want to locate our lesson from last time. Lesson 1 test square. And we want to open that. All right, there's our file. It's visible, and now we want to make a copy just because we want to start a new, just to move on to a new format here. So let's go to File, Make Copy. And we are going to call this Lesson 2 Layout Template. All right, you can see we have the exact same file, just up in the left-hand corner is a different name, just in case we need to go back to our 1-inch square file. All right, so we want to display the rulers, which they already are, but if you don't see them, you need to go to View, and right at the top it says Show Ruler. Make sure that's checked and your rulers will turn on. And now we want to drag some horizontal guides and vertical guides. And last time I showed you, you can either click here and add one, or you can just click and draw, and it pulls some guides down. Oh, and it pulled up the guides from last time. Since we have our guides on here, I want to just show you what Snap to Guides looks like. So we want to go to View and Snap to. And if Guides isn't check marked, then click it and it will be check marked. So let's take our 1-inch square and we'll move it around. And do you see that red line? It's not a magnet, but it's a red line that tells you you're on that guide. And if you go over here, you're on that right angle guide right there. So Snap to Guides is going to become very important so that we have everything in the right place. So we want to make sure that we can see our guides and that we have our view set up to Snap to Guides. All right, next we want to create our 6-inch finished block area. So we're going to do a 6-inch square. I'm just going to move this off because I want it to be there when I print. It's going to be my guide to make sure that I have a 1-inch square. I wouldn't need it because I know I'm going to have a 6 to 6.5-inch square. So if you have odd shapes, at least the 1-inch square will tell you that you're printing correctly. Okay, I'm going to move my guides to 6 inches. And as you're moving them, you can see that it tells you there's a 6. That's at 6 inches. If I were to move it a little, it would be 6.07, but we want it at 6. I'm just going to move this guide out of the way for now. We want to build a shape inside our 6-inch square. So I'm going to choose the rectangle now. You can just drag it. Since we're doing a square, you can hold the shift key down and then drag, and it just keeps as a square. So it's got one red line. But what we can do, I want this to be transparent. So we're going to go up here to the fill color where the yellow dot is, and I'm going to go to the bottom and choose transparent. Now if we go to format options, go to size and rotation, it's 5.99. I'm just going to change it to 6. So if I just go on the inside and move it just a tad, you can see that it lights up red up on the upper left corner. That means I have a right angle. Okay, so that's the basics of doing a 6-inch square. So now we want to do the seam allowance around the square. So I am going to move this. I'm going to move these to 6.5. And we're going to just pretend the square is not here. And we're going to draw a shape in the 6.5. And we're going to do another rectangle. Oh, and look, the guides showed up, so I know I'm in the right spot. Hold shift, go to the right, and those red lines show up. If we look over here to the side under format options, it's not exactly 6.5, so let's just change that. And I want this to be transparent, so we're going to go up here to the fill color where the yellow dot is, go down to transparent. Over here, right to the right of fill, are these border dashes. I'm going to change this to a dashed line so that I know that that is my seam allowance as compared to the solid line, which will be my sewing line. So, whoops. There we go. Okay, I'm going to grab my 6-inch block. I just clicked on it. And I'm going to move until I get a red plus sign. So now that is centered on the inside. So if we move our guides, you can see I have a 6-inch block with the solid sewing line and the dotted seam line. So if I just grab them all, I can move them. So what I want to do now, and I don't think I teach that in this lesson, is let's just grab both of those. And if we right click, down here, there's a group option. Let's group it. That way, you can't grab the inner square and move it, or the outer square and move it away. You can resize this all together, but you can't move them apart from each other. So there's our 6-inch square with our seam line. The 6.5 inches is our unfinished block, and we want to write that in out here. So I'm going to write unfinished block area 6.5 inches by 6.5 inches, and that is US. And then on the inside, I want another text box. That's a big one that says finished block area 6 inches by 6 inches. So another thing I teach in this is your guides, which are very useful. You can change their colors so that you can do your horizontal guide. So right click on your guide, go down here to guides and hit edit. I don't have any vertical at the moment, but I do have horizontal. So say I want all my horizontals to be purple, or I want one to be red because that could be something I use in the center of my block. So see, you've got now purple and red. So the purples, if you're working in this, could be here along this edge, and then the red could be in the center. So just keep that in mind for future use. I found it very helpful when I was working in this. All right, so we have this lesson 2 layout template. First thing I want to do is make sure that I'm going to click this and it's 6.5 inches. So we're still good. We have not changed the size of this. So I want to make a copy at this point to use in lesson 3. So let's make a copy. Let's call it 6-inch FPP template. And then you can come back to this and work inside it in the future, as long as you make a copy of this every time you're working on it. All right, so that's lesson 2, very basic, but we built a square that has a sewing line and has a seam line. So if you were to print this out, you would have the sewing line at 6 inches and the unfinished block area at 6.5 inches. You also still have your 1-inch square down here, so you can test that too. All right, there you go. That's lesson 2, just building the outer edges of a 6-inch finished block template. And learning about guides and snapping and all that information. So in the next lesson, we're going to go ahead and start drawing some lines on the inside. I did not print this out. We will be doing that in lesson 4. But I feel good that since my 1-inch printed to scale, that my 6.5 should print to scale. So if you want to test it, you can download it as a PDF like we did last time and print it. But anyway, hit the subscribe button, notification bell if you want to see the rest of these lessons, and let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!